Hi, for this session we are going to practice writing expressions from a worded problem. And if you remember, an expression is something that contains variables and numbers, and it's made up of terms. For example, we could have 2x plus 3. This is an expression made up of two terms. We've got 2x, that's the first term. The second term is a 3 or a positive 3. And an expression has no equal sign. If we had an equal sign, just say 2x equals 3, this is what we call an equation. Okay, so an equation is where we have an equal sign and variables and numbers. An expression is where we don't have an equal sign, but we have to have variables and numbers. If we just have 2 plus 3, well, 2 plus 3 is 5, and I just have a value, a number. So it's neither an expression or an equation. So both have to have a variable, like an x or a, and or any other letter. But an equation has an equal sign, an expression doesn't. Now, in class, I got you to write down these important terms, or you could say keywords that you will be, sorry, that didn't work. Keywords you will be coming across when dealing with worded problems, okay? So you can just write keywords if you wanted to as well. Now, can you please, with the terms or keywords, if you could squeeze in some of the symbols, like for example, product means we're multiplying two numbers to get an answer. So the answer when you multiply. Sum, total, they're keywords for addition. So there's a symbol, and you can see the symbols used in the examples as well. Quotient is when we divide two numbers to get an answer. So the answer when we divide. Difference, other keywords for difference could be subtract, take away, but difference means to subtract, and that's the symbol. Double means to multiply by 2. So the symbol we would use is times 2, to times anything by 2. And that means if we had another keyword, or there it is, triple, that means to times by 3. And it does tell you here, multiply by 2. Halve means to divide by 2. So the symbol could be divide by 2, like this. Or you can write divide by 2 like this. Or we know we can say divided by 2, so that we can use a vinculum. And when we, later on when we use equations, it's this symbol here that should be used because it's more clear. So keep that in mind. Square, we know a square in maths means a power 2. So we can add a power, just say I had x squared, I would have x to the power of 2. Or it says multiply a number by itself. And we can see, for example, 7 times 7 is 49. Or we can write this as or 7 squared. If you can squeeze that into your table, just write or 7 squared. That's another symbol we can use. Consecutive means a number after another number. So, for example, consecutive numbers going by ones would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or consecutive numbers going by twos, we could have 2, 4, 6, 8. They're even. Or in the example here, they've got odd numbers. So going by twos and having odd numbers, we would have 11, 13, and then 15, and so on. And that's all that means. Okay, there's another keyword that I want you to put in, and that is twice will be another keyword that you will come across, and it is actually the same as doubling. So twice and double, they are different words, and twice means to also multiply by 2. Okay, so that's another important one you will come across quite a bit. So please make sure you have this written down and including the examples. And now let's start with some worded problems. Okay, here we have some worded problems, and the question is asking us to write an expression for each one. So this means we have to use variables and numbers and put them in a equation, in a problem. So the first one says a number plus 5. Now, another sort of keyword that I forgot to mention was when we have a number in maths and you have to write a problem, if we're not giving a number, then the number we could say could be x or could be b. You can use any variable. So a number, if it's not given to you, you pick a variable. Okay, usually I use x because it's quite common, but you can use any other letter in the alphabet you want. Okay, so for this problem here, a number plus 5. So a number, I'm calling x. We know plus is a symbol in maths that's like this, plus, And 5 is just 5. And there it is. We have written an expression for this problem here, a number plus 5. And that's how easy it is. Let's try the second one. Twice a number. And we know the keyword twice means to times by 2. So twice a number, do we have a number? No. So twice a number, I can call it A this time. There's my A, and I'm doubling it, times it by 2. And this can be written as, well, what's A times 2? A times 2 is 2A. So that's the best way of writing it. We know there's an invisible times there. But this expression here is saying twice a number. Done. Next one. The sum of two numbers. How many unknown numbers do we have? We have 2 unknown numbers. So for number 3, I have to have 2 different numbers or 2 different variables. I can have A and I can have B. This is telling me A is a different number to B. And what are we doing? The sum means what? We are adding them. And that's it. The sum of 2 numbers, we can say, is A plus B. Or just say the question said, what is the sum of 2 and 5? They're 2 different numbers. The sum of 2 plus 5 would give me 7. So if A was 2 and B was 5, this would equal 7. But the problem is we don't know what A and B are. But we have written an expression to show that. Now the next 2 we're doing is very, very important that you watch this, because this can trick a lot of students. And it can be tricky at first, so I'm going to try and explain it the best way that I can. Now, we've got 6 more than x. And what students usually do for this, I'll just clear the page. So 6 more than x, I'll show you the question again. 6 more than x, what students usually do is they write 6 more than means, well, plus, doesn't it? If I have 5 more than something else, I'm adding. So, and they'll go 6 plus more than x. Okay? Now, this is actually written incorrectly because 6 shouldn't be first. Let's read it again. 6 more than x. So what was already there in the question? That means x was already there. So x should be first. So this was actually wrong. So for this one, I think we're up to 4. 6 more than x. X was already there and 6 more than that. And that's how this expression should look like. So keep that in mind. More than means plus. You can add that to your keywords if you want to. And this one here, 6 more than x. X was already there first. Let's compare this to the next one. X more than 6, or a number more than 6, which we're calling x. So x more than 6. What was already there? That means a 6 was already there, and we have plus x. Okay, so look at it again. X more than 6, which means 6 was there first. So you have to remember that order is very important, okay, especially when we deal with takeaway. Now let's look at the next 2 questions. We've got 5 less than x and x less than 5. So if we're working on the first one, 5 less than x. That means x was already there first. 5 less than something that was already there. So for this one here, so 5 less than 5 less than x, which means x was already there first. So this one, the expression for this would be x less than means take away 5. And this is where it's extremely important that x comes first, because if we had it the other way around, it would be wrong. And for this one down here, x less than, what was already there first? 5. So we have 5 first, take away x. Okay? And the reason why it's important with takeaway that it's in the right order is because if we just say x was 2 and I use substitution to check, if I had x is 2 here, I'd have 2 take away 5, which gives me 2 take away 5 is -3. But if I put 2 in here, and if I had 5 take away 2, it gives me a +3. And you can see how we have 2 different answers. -3 and +3 are not the same. And that's why when using subtraction, order is extremely important. So it was really important for this one, x was first, and for this one, 5 was first. So just once again, 5 less than a number that was already there. Or x less than 5, and 5 was already there first. Okay? So you have to remember that when you see something like this, it's this number here that comes first. Okay, let's go through these questions, and that should be hopefully enough practice for you to get the work done in your textbook. So write these down, and I want you to write them down and have a go first, and then come back and see if you got them correct. So the product of two numbers, I'll just clear the page. Whoops. So the first one that we have on that page, product of two numbers. Product means we multiply two numbers to get an answer. So we have to have two different numbers, A times B, and that's it. So the product of two numbers means we multiply two numbers, and I'll just move. And this answer would be the product. But because we don't know what the numbers are, we can't actually write the product, write the answer. So that's just it. Half of a number, and we know half of a number means we have an unknown number, I might use x, and half of this means to divide it by 2, and we're done. But the way I want you to write it is like this. A number, half of it means to divide by 2, and that's it. Half a number is added to 6. So once again, what was first? Half a number is added to 6. Okay, so it means we're adding it to 6. So 6 comes first. So for the third one, we've got 6. And then half a number added to 6. So half a number added to 6. Sorry. How do we write half a number again? We can use this. So added means plus x over 2. Done. There's the expression for this one. So look at it again. Half a number is added to 6. Half a number is added to 6. So 6 was there first, and we add half to it, or half a number. All right, let's do the next one. Number 4. I'll just clear the page. Number 4 is a quarter of a number. A quarter, we know half a number means to divide by 2, and a quarter looks like this. And this means, remember that trick, if we have a 1 on top, we are simply dividing by the number on the bottom. So if I have a half, multiplying by a half is the same as dividing by, or we can divide by 2, same thing. So a quarter of something means to divide by 4. So a quarter of a number, I can have my number x, and a quarter of it means to divide it into fourths, divide it by 4. Or we can write it as x over 4, and we're done. Next one, difference of two numbers. Difference means take away. So for number 5, we have A take away B, done. So next one, number 6, difference of two numbers and then multiply by 6. This is very important. So for number 6, we have the difference of two numbers again. So let's write that, difference of two numbers. So A take away B, but then multiply by 6. This is really important that you put brackets and then times by 6, because we must go A take away B first, because the question says the difference of two numbers and then times by 6. Without brackets, your calculator would go B times 6 first, and just say B was 2. It'll go 2 times 6 first instead of A take away B. So be very careful. So this can be written as 6 bracket A minus B. Done. And the last one, the quotient of A and B. Quotient means we're dividing two numbers. So instead of A times B, like we had somewhere on the other question, we have A divided by B. Done. So with worded problems, you just have to keep practicing and identifying keywords. Thank you.